First and foremost, Elon Musk.
This is a dictatorship in the making. We're not going to have apartheid in America anymore.
Karoline Leavitt is calling out the Democrats for their recent actions, and she's not holding back. As a former CIA officer and political force, she's exposing wasteful spending, hypocrisy, and questionable government decisions. Are the Democrats really making the right moves? Leavitt certainly doesn't think so, and she's making sure everyone knows it. Karoline Leavitt is pulling no punches when it comes to calling out the Democrats on their handling of taxpayer dollars and the government's priorities. Recently, she made waves with a bold statement questioning the way Federal Emergency Management Agency is spending our money. Karoline asked, "Why is FEMA spending $59 million to house illegal immigrants while people in Western North Carolina have been living in tents for the past 4 months?" This one question highlights a larger issue. While American citizens face real struggles, the government seems more focused on supporting people who shouldn't even be in the country.
Clearly, the Democrats learned nothing from their devastating defeat on November 5th, because this is exactly what the American people voted for. President Trump campaigned alongside Elon Musk, and President Trump promised voters on the campaign that he was going to make our government more efficient.
Leavitt didn't mince words as she called out the hypocrisy of using taxpayer dollars to fund housing for illegal immigrants, while thousands of U.S. citizens, including veterans and families, live in deplorable conditions without help. The $59 million that FEMA is reportedly spending to house illegal immigrants could have been used to improve the lives of countless American citizens facing homelessness, making this decision feel like a direct slap in the face to those who need help the most. We're watching the government burn through billions of dollars. And for what? Funding illegal immigration at the expense of American citizens? Leavitt boldly asked. She's not just pointing out flaws in the system. She's making it clear that the government's current priorities are out of touch with the struggles of everyday Americans.
Secretary Noem and her team have confirmed that all those who were involved in hitting send on that $59 million payment against the president's executive orders and his agenda will be terminated. And I know Tom Homan, I'll let him speak on it, my dear colleague and friend, has very strong feelings about those who continue to leak information about ICE's deportation efforts.
Karoline continued to hammer the point home, questioning why billions of taxpayer dollars are being sent to support illegal immigration instead of supporting Americans in need. This is a prime example of the government's misplaced priorities, she said. With receipts in hand, Leavitt tore into the Democrats for their out-of-touch decisions, accusing them of prioritizing political agendas over the well-being of the American people. Y'all remember when the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan, right? Well, Karoline dropped a bombshell that most of you probably didn't even know about. Turns out the U.S. government is sending millions of dollars a week to the Taliban. Yeah, you heard that right. She's talking about how the government is giving out $43 million to $87 million a week to the Taliban's families. Meanwhile, families of fallen U.S. soldiers, they're getting nada. Karoline is heated, and it's hard not to agree with her. How can anyone justify this? We're literally paying off our enemies. She puts it like this: we are funding terrorism while ignoring our own people. We're literally paying the Taliban to fight against us. How is this acceptable?
I don't think it helps them at all. So I hope that they keep saying the things they are saying and protesting outside of these federal government buildings that have been, again, ripping off the American taxpayers. I mean, you had Senator Chris Coons, Democratic senator, actually defending sending millions of dollars to Iraq to fund a Sesame Street program.
The worst part is, when she asked people in power why this was happening, she got nothing but weak excuses. One person even tried to tell her that paying off the Taliban's families would stop them from joining ISIS. Karoline didn't hold back. She responded bluntly, "The Taliban is already dead. We're paying people who hate us." Let's be real here. It's beyond frustrating to see American taxpayer money used for this kind of nonsense. Instead of supporting veterans and American families, we're supporting the families of people who attacked our own country. What message does that send to the American people? It's a slap in the face. Karoline wasn't done yet. She also brought up the issue with the IRS and the Federal Reserve. You know, the system that's been rigged for years to take money from the people while lining the pockets of the elites. Karoline dropped some mind-blowing facts about how the Federal Reserve isn't even federal. It's a private banking cartel that's raking in $36 million an hour in interest from the American people. That's right, $36 million an hour. She made it clear that the income taxes you pay aren't even going to fund the government. The money you're paying in taxes doesn't go to running the country. It goes to redistribution of wealth, she said, breaking down the truth behind the entire system. And let's talk about the IRS. A former IRS agent came forward, backing Karoline's claims and exposing how they manipulate the system. According to this whistleblower, the IRS is using brainwashing tactics to control the public by making them feel guilty about taxes. This is just more of the same, taking hard-earned money from Americans while the elites keep living the high life. Fans everywhere are reacting to this. On social media, people are livid. "The system is broken," one person tweeted. "We're being played, and Karoline is the only one telling us the truth." Of course, we can't ignore the role the media plays in all of this. Karoline isn't just calling out the government, she's also shining a light on the way the media has been covering these issues. The mainstream media loves to spin a narrative that benefits their own agenda, whether it's attacking Trump, demonizing Elon Musk, or ignoring the corruption happening right under their noses. Take a look at how the media treated Trump's policies. "The left can't stand it when he actually delivers," Karoline said, referring to Trump's approach of holding people accountable for their actions. The liberal media constantly attacks Trump for things like wanting to cut government waste, but when it comes to calling out the Democrats for funding terrorist groups or pushing policies that hurt American families, crickets. And then there's the whole focus on meaningless issues: race, gender, and identity politics. Karoline doesn't mince words when she says the Democrats are obsessed with the wrong things. She said it perfectly. While they're busy arguing about the language we use, the world is falling apart. But what is the real agenda behind all this? Karoline says it loud and clear. The left's agenda is collapsing. And the only way they're trying to salvage it is by making noise, stirring up division, and distracting the public from the real issues. And the truth is, the left is losing. Public polling shows that more and more people are waking up to the fact that the Democrats' policies are failing. Karoline, Trump, and even Elon Musk are fighting to fix the mess that's been created over the years. The goal is simple: cut the waste, expose the corruption, and put America first. The Trump effect is undeniably present in Karoline Leavitt's political rise, especially as she takes on the Democrats in her recent exposé. Karoline, with her bold statements and unapologetic approach, mirrors the style and tactics that helped Donald Trump shake up the political landscape. Much like Trump, she doesn't shy away from calling out what she sees as corruption or hypocrisy within the government. That's why Karoline is such a powerful voice right now. She's not afraid to call out the nonsense, even when it means standing up to some of the biggest names in politics. And the American people? They're loving it. They're tired of being lied to, tired of watching their tax dollars get wasted, and tired of being told what to think by the media. The fan reactions to Karoline Leavitt's bold statements have been overwhelming. Supporters are praising her for calling out corruption, with many hailing her as a new political powerhouse. Karoline is a breath of fresh air. She speaks the truth with confidence and courage, one fan tweeted. Another supporter chimed in. She's fearless and unfiltered, exactly what we need to take on the swamp. Fans are comparing her to other figures who've taken a stand against corruption, calling her a modern-day firebrand. She's got that Trump-like energy, but with a sharp intellect and no patience for BS, one comment read. Many are rallying behind her, saying she represents the change America needs. Others are encouraged, believing her willingness to speak out could inspire others to do the same. So, what does all this mean for the future of the country? It means change is coming. People like Karoline are stepping up and taking the fight to the establishment. They're demanding accountability, transparency, and most importantly, a government that serves the people, not the elites. Now, it's your turn. What do you think about everything Karoline just exposed? Are you tired of the waste, corruption, and the media's manipulation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button if you're ready to stand with Karoline and the truth. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy content, because we're just getting started.